End of days, feels steady and returns to the hotel. Yeah, I did all I could. I even turned addicted to bath salts and stuff. Wait, just to make sure. Yeah, everything. Yep, go back in. We've had enough for today. Whoa, what's that? Huh? That's... Father. Huh? What? I'm terribly sorry for not coming to greet you, Father. Although I'm here for a short time, I used to have returned to... Enough. Huh? Duke Alberea. As I informed Rufus, you may do as you wish while you're here. However, you will do nothing that brings shame upon myself, nor upon the Alberea name. Please be ever mindful of your position and what you represent. Yes, Father. Would it be too much to ask for you to introduce yourself to my classmate? I have no time for pleasantries. Should I require anything of you, you will be contacted. Does not seem like a very nice guy. What was that all about? Fee, that's not really... That was the almighty Duke Alberea, was it? The head of one of the 4 great houses, and the man in charge of this entire province. Indeed. And by some strange twist of fate, my father as well. Eustace? I've spoken out of turn. Forget I said that. Today's workload has made me hungry. Shall we return to our rooms, then find something to eat? That sounds good to me. I'm starving. At this point, me and the others returned to their rooms for a much-needed shower. Then, after a short rest, they headed to a restaurant in the central plaza for dinner.
Breeze here feels wonderful.
The food was delicious too. Agreed.
I can see why this restaurant is popular with the nobles. Do you dine here often, Eustace?
I do. The chef has been good to me since I was a child. I was practically raised on this food.
Typical. Even in your dining habits, you nobles subsist on unnecessary luxury. Though I can't deny the quality of the food.
It wasn't just tasty, but warm too. Yes, for a high-class restaurant, the chef seems to have used a lot of very healthy ingredients. Perhaps he's doing his part to ensure Eustace stays in good health.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I wonder what Group B is doing right now.
We had this exact same conversation in our group last month, too. I'm sure they're hard at work over in St. Arc. Probably nothing to worry about.
They're probably fighting a giant boss monster or something.
It was Celdic for you last month, right? So you were thinking of us on the first night?
Yeah. After dinner, we were wondering how Group B was getting on. Dare I ask?
Well...
Nowhere near as peacefully as now. This is a big improvement.
I kind of figured that much.
We are doing much better this time. That much is true.
Huh? And I'm sure our reports will reflect that.
It is an improvement, though I'm not convinced it's good enough.
Huh?
It's not?
I'm certain Group B gave their absolute best in all of their tasks today. But can we honestly say the same? That we could have done no better? And I'm referring not just to the monster encounter, but to the handling of our other tasks as well.
There weren't any bonus AP opportunities, so I'm pretty sure we did all we could.
We'll just have to try and make up for it in the day we have left. Besides, we have the chance to catch sight of a far bigger problem.
Yes, that's true.
First we find out taxes are rising throughout the province. Then we find out the military is being expanded on a grand scale. Don't even try to tell me the two aren't related.
I have no intention of denying it. But you're only looking at one side of the coin. Exactly how many Oxen tanks do you think the Imperial Army has under their control?
Well,
100 or 2, I'd guess.
Precisely. The Imperial Army's military capabilities are enormous. This nation has one of the most powerful armed forces on the continent, and roughly 70% of it is under the Chancellor's control. Tell me, how is the Noble Alliance supposed to counter that?
So you're suggesting that's why the provincial army needs to bolster its forces?
Considering both sides are comprised of Erebonians, it all seems so wasteful.
Ah, the travails of youth. How noble and beautiful they are.
Lublana's voice this time, too.
It's you.
Baron Blue Blanc, I believe?
Oh, I have to pronounce the C at the end.
It's such an honor that you would remember a mere baron. I see you completed a hard day's work already. How splendid!
yes, nearly.
What about you?
Alas, I have yet to be blessed with the fateful encounter I seek. The search for beauty is filled with perils and obstacles, yet that is precisely what makes it all so beautiful.
A shame he couldn't find
Well,
beauty.
I hope you enjoy the rest of your stay.
A shame he couldn't find beauty in fighting against Ouroboros instead of for it. Then we'd have a really powerful ally on our hands.
I most certainly will. Though it truly is a pity that the clear air of this verdant city should be tinged, if not faintly, with the scent of steam. I'd heard that Duke Albarea was a man of many interests, but I was unaware he counted playing with fire among them. I don't condemn him for it, though, for only by playing with fire can one create fireworks. Would you not agree, my friends?
I don't like your implications.
And I think this whole line of conversation is a little inappropriate.
Oh, please do pardon me, young lady. I meant no harm, I assure you. I wish you well on your remaining day here. May you reveal to me the beauty I seek by its end. Be it the lovely luster of success or the sad splendor of failure.
Who does he think he is? This is why I can't stand nobles.
But he's not really normal even among nobles.
I thought you might say that. If it makes you feel better, though, I have my doubts as to whether that man truly is a noble to begin with.
What?
His behavior seems so exaggerated. Almost as if he's trying to act like the quintessential noble. Like he's fulfilling the stereotype.
Yeah, something about him feels off to me, too. But what's even stranger is that he knew we only have one day left here.
You're right.
We told him of our field study, but never once did we divulge how long we intended to remain here.
Seriously, Ouroboros knows freaking everything.
Between him and that silver object? We've been crossing paths with a lot of strange people today.
Well, tomorrow's the end of our stint here.
Probably know what underwear everyone's wearing it right now as well. That's just how crazy prepared Ouroboros is when it comes to studying their potential enemies.
We can't let ourselves get distracted. We still have a lot to do.
That's right. We have to do our group proud.
Exactly.
We should return to the hotel and begin work on our reports then.
Or everyone's sleeping still. And Eustace wakes up all of a sudden.
Can't get to sleep?
I could ask you the same. You aren't going to tell me the bed's too hard for you, are you?
I wouldn't dream of it. I've never slept in a bed this high class in my life. Not even back at home.
And yet you're the son of Baron Schwarzer. You've not lived the life one might expect of a boy from a noble family.
Yeah, that's just how my dad is. A lord should live like his people, not above them. That's how he always put it.
I see. It sounds as though you have a good family.
Yeah, I'm very thankful for my upbringing.
Aren't you going to ask? I assumed you'd be curious about that brief exchange with my father earlier.
I wasn't really sure you'd want me to bring that up. You obviously get along really well with your brother, but I didn't get that same sense with the Duke. Has he always been like that?
As far back as I can remember. I suppose he just has little respect for a son born to a commoner.
Huh.
What?
My brother and I have different mothers. He was born of my father's legal wife, a noble who still lives to this day. My own mother, however, was a commoner, and she passed away 8 years ago. In other words, I am his bastard son.
I had no idea. So, was that chef we met earlier?
He's my uncle, on my mother's side. Perhaps that's why he's always been so good to me. Or perhaps he's simply compelled to treat me as I deserve to be treated, being the son of the Duke.
No, that can't be. I don't blame you for being a little cynical, but there's no need to be quite so hard on yourself.
I suppose you're right.
I'm sure you have your differences. But you do get along with your brother, right?
You could say that. He's treated me well ever since I was taken in 8 years ago. He was the one who taught me my swordsmanship, and who trained me in the ways of court etiquette.
I knew it.
Pardon?
There's just something honest, I guess you could say, about the way you fight. It shows that whoever taught you was someone you really trusted. When we first met him this afternoon, I had a hunch he might have been the one. What's wrong?
Nothing at all. You just keep reminding me how unlike a noble you truly are.
I get that a lot.
Is your injury from this afternoon on the mend?
It's fine, honestly. There's no pain, and the wound's closed up like it was never there. I'll have to be sure to thank Emma's grandmother for her help someday.
That's good to hear. Still, from where I stand, you are something of a danger to yourself.
I am?
On the day of the entrance ceremony, when the trapdoor opened beneath us, you acted instantly to protect Elisa. It wasn't even a moment's hesitation.
Ah.
And you land, and then her boobs land right in your face.
In most cases, one would reflexively act to protect himself. It's part of man's natural survival instinct. Yet you put another before yourself, not even pausing to question the validity of that decision. And you did exactly the same thing with us today. I'm sure most people would see that as an act of selflessness and sing your praises for it. But to me, it comes across as abnormal, perhaps even twisted.
I don't know how to respond to that. I wasn't expecting you to see through me quite so clearly.
Well, I owed you as much for having seen through me first. Still, the point stands. You need to be more cognizant of the effects your actions have on those around you. If not for your health and for your reputation, that selflessness of yours can just as easily be perceived as arrogance, after all.
I know it can. And you're not the first person to tell me that. What's the point in saving others if you can't spare even a moment to save yourself? That's what my old master always used to say to me.
Was it now? I suppose we both have some things we need to work through.
Yeah, but for now, we need to get a good night's sleep. If we stay up too late tonight, we're going to be dead to the world tomorrow. And that wouldn't be fair to the others.
I agree. It wouldn't be fair. To the girls, at least. I'd hate to be so tired as to limit my potential.
Hear, hear. Good night, Eustace.
Pleasant dreams.
He heard all that, didn't he? Okay, that's pretty much all I can get for today. Yep, just 12 AP total.
Keep up the good work.
Here's the envelope Lord Rufus entrusted to me. Please take it and study its contents well. Thank you. Much appreciated. If you'll excuse me then, should you require anything further, please do not hesitate to let me know. Alright, let's see what my brother's given for us today. Yeah, I'm kinda anxious. Field Study Day 2, assigned tasks. North Kreuzen Highway Monster. Venus Mantrap. Bite of Nostalgia. Next request someone's help in gathering a large number of ingredients I need. I might already have most of those ingredients. There's also a secret one at the Oryx Fort. Another well-balanced assortment. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if Rufus had predicted what happened yesterday from the very start. You're saying he intended to give us a first-hand look at the problems between the nobles and the commoners? If that's true, I'm impressed. His reputation is well earned. Sure does seem that way. I believe that's enough talk about my brother. We have only one day left before we must depart on our return voyage to Trista. We should set out as...
Eustace Albarea.
What is it, Machias Regnitz?
I will accept no more failures. Today, we will form a combat link.
What?
As much as I may dislike you, I'm ashamed that we were unable to do what every other member of our class has accomplished. Today's monster extermination request seems as good a chance as any to make up for yesterday's failure. What did you say?
You really are simple-minded, aren't you? I suppose you overheard our conversation last night and feel some kind of affinity toward me now?
Nonsense! I did no such thing! I was fast asleep while you yammered on about your family and Reen and...
Then how do you know what? That's not a very good lie, man.
Machias.
That's pretty conclusive.
Very well. I accept. I'll be happy to show you what a proper combat link looks like.
We'll see about that. Fortunately, I have more than enough generosity of spirit to endure being paired with an arrogant noble like you.
Maybe today's field study will go more smoothly than yesterday's after all.
Huh?
Lord Eustace.
Who goes there?
Arno? What brings you here? I would have expected you to be at my father's side.
I'm terribly sorry I could not reach you upon your arrival yesterday. However, I have come today in the capacity of an escort.
An escort? To where? I'm sure you must be aware that I returned to Bareahard purely as part of a field study for my academy work.
But of course, however, His Grace has directly requested that I escort you to the mansion. So I would be most appreciative if you'd accompany me without delay.
Father? He showed no signs of desiring my company when we spoke yesterday.
I am in no position to question or oppose his orders, merely to obey them. I'm sure you understand. Though while I hesitate to speculate, I do wonder if His Excellency may feel some regret regarding his demeanor yesterday.
I don't know. Every sign points to this Duke Alberea guy being a complete dick. Especially considering his policies towards his own citizens.
But...
Go with him. We can attempt to form a combat link another time.
We'll be able to handle the morning's tasks just fine on our own. Don't worry about us.
Huh? You've come all the way back to your hometown. It would be a shame not to visit with your family, right?
Agreed.
Are you certain? Very well. I'll return this afternoon. And though I will worry as to how you'll fare without me, I know you'll at least give it your best, for what that's worth.
Of course we will.
All right. Let's meet back in the hotel lobby around noon. If something comes up, just leave a message at the front desk.
Understood. Lead the way, Arno.
Gladly, sir. Please excuse us.
Well, let's get started. We wouldn't want to give Eustace any further reason to worry, now would we?
Huh? Certainly not. Still...
What? What is it? If you have something to say, just say it.
Oh, it's nothing. Nothing at all.
She's probably thinking, the worst is over, and it's all thanks to your eavesdropping.
Good boy.
Stop that! Stop looking at me like I'm some hapless babe! Reen, you do know I still haven't completely forgiven you for lying, don't you?
Are you still hung up on that?
And Emma, I hope you're ready to score second in our midterms because I'm not about to lose to you again. But don't even think about giving those exams any less than your very best. I intend to best you when you're in top form.
You will?
And as for you, Fee, I've been wanting to say this for a long time now. Sleeping in class is an affront to our education. You need to start treating classes more seriously. Listen, take proper notes. Raise your hand now and then. And stop covering your ears when I'm talking to you.
I can't hear you.
Anyway, we've got a lot to do, so how about we get to it?
Right.
Eustace temporarily left the party. Oh boy. I hope I didn't leave anything too important on him. Oh well. I should have hopefully enough of everything to pull off this next, pull the next few quests. It's gonna suck because he was my other AT delayer. I plan on reading this book to Rabbi since it's popular, but he won't let me read any more of it because there was a scary part in it. Well, we won't be using it anymore, so perhaps you might like it instead. Red Moon Rose, Chapter 5. Alright. Says I need fresh milk. I already have plenty of these, though. Strange. It says it's supposed to use for an event seen later. Alright, for now I guess I'll go to Aurochs Fort. Alright, I'm in Orc's Fort and... Yes, this is the very same NPC who repeatedly showed up in the original trilogy. So this is Orc's Fort. Or wait, how did I end up here? Sorry, why do these things keep happening to me? Is something the matter? You're my Messiah, sent by Ideos to save me, aren't you? I'm not quite sure how you reached that conclusion. You don't seem like you're part of the provincial army, are you? What are you doing here? I'm lost, completely lost. I'll be fine though, no worries. That's a rare positive outlook for someone who's completely lost. Who is he? Just talking about this man is making my head hurt. Well, at times like this, it just seems logical to try and stay positive, no matter what. I think I may have reached my limit to end, however. That's unfortunate. How do you get here to begin with? Well, I'll happily tell you, but fair warning, it's a truly moving tale of hardship and woe. I hope you'll get some you got some boxes of tissue ready. Shall I begin? I think we'll pass. Oh, come on. Is there a short version? So fine, I'll see what I can do. Actually, to tell you the truth, there's not much to say. I went out onto the highway for a bit of change of pace and happened to spot a rare butterfly, so I chased after it. And suddenly I found myself halfway along the canyon path surrounded by monsters. So I ran, barely escaping with my life, and turned up here. The end. I see. That sounds like quite a predicament. As weird as this guy is, I don't think we can just leave him here like this in all good conscience. Escort him back to town. If you'd like, we'd be willing to escort you back to Bareahard. Really? You would? Oh, thank you, thank you. You're such nice people. I wish those nasty provincial soldiers were more like you. Something happened? Well, I went over and asked if one of them could escort me back to the city, but they said if I made my way here, I could get back the same way. Some people are just so cold-hearted, aren't they? Guess I shouldn't tell them I was thinking the same thing. I believe we all were. It looks as though the goddess hasn't abandoned me after all, though. Not if she was kind enough to send you my way. Should we be going then? Of course, Bareahard, here we come. Oh man. So now he's a guest. He even has his own mugshot. Look at that. Is there any special dialogue when I talk to the soldiers here while he's in my party? Alright, when they say him, or are they talking about Machias or Anton? You're a really noisy trouble from before, aren't you? I'll say this once, we haven't got the time to be dealing with troublemakers like you around here. It's just you get going. If I don't need you telling me that. Come on, friends, let's get back to Bareahard right away. Sure. Seriously, that guy has the most hopeless looking face ever. Surely you people know about him. I don't see anything here. What about you? Okay, I guess not. Hold up, please! What now, Anton? I'm sorry, but will you mind giving me a moment? Not a problem at all. Don't tell me he's gonna accidentally attract a bunch of monsters. Are your legs getting tired? Oh no, that's not it. I was just gazing at the valley beneath this bridge, and I thought this might be a good opportunity to calm myself down a bit. What are you going to do? You just let me worry about that. It'll only take a moment, I promise. I might make a bit of noise though, so please don't panic. Don't tell me he's gonna shout into the valley, attract a bunch of monsters, and force us to defend him. I see? What's he planning on doing? I may have to waste a few S-crafts just to protect his sorry ass. I hope not. Alright then. Whoa, how far down does this valley go? No, I'm not gonna let that scare me. Perish the thought. Deep breath. I hate anniversary festivals! What? Ah! Farewell, my youth! What? Phew, much better. Shall we be off then? Did I mishear you when you said you were going to calm yourself down? I think the best we can do right now is probably just pretend none of this ever happened. Oh good, he didn't attract every monster in the valley. That would have been a disaster if he did. For now, I gotta sneak my way past all these other monsters. Be right back.
Let's finish it.
My turn.
Oh shoot, I was hoping Anton would show up within the battle itself as an NPC. What a letdown. I was hoping he'd do something really stupid and it would look funny and then I could...
Alright, let's do this.
And I'd have to probably heal his sorry ass or something.
Okay.
Oh well. Okay, now it's just a straight shot back to town. I made it! I actually made it back alive! Thank you so much for this. You're welcome. I really have no idea how to make this up to you all. Oh, if it isn't Ricky, his longtime companion. Hey, come and let me introduce you to my good friend Ricky. Hey Anton, you sure took your sweet time. You'll never believe what happened to me. But tragic as my story is, I made it back here all thanks to the help of these guys here. Right, I think I get what happened. Something terrible happened shortly after you left town, at which point these people came along and helped you. Haha, I knew you would understand, old buddy. This Ricky person doesn't seem exactly normal either. They do say birds of a feather flock together. I think he's mostly hanging around Anton just because he finds Anton's stupid actions amusing. I'm more amazed at the fact that they both seem completely calm despite all that's happened. It's kind of funny to watch though. You guys really are a bunch of good Samaritans, aren't you? Allow me to thank you as well. It takes some real guts to stick with him the whole way. You guys really are my saviors. Oh, I know. Let me give you this for all you've done for me. It's really popular over in Crossbell. Napping Mischi. So he must have been in Crossbell earlier. Probably running into the protagonist over there. Thank you. I assume the both of you are traveling together then? Did you come from Crossbell? Nah, we're from Liberal. We were just staying in Crossbell for a while as part of our trip. Yeah, we've both been traveling for a few months now. We only got here to Erebonia about a week ago. I wonder if they'll end up in Calvard. Now we're planning on making our way to a new destination. Right. So you'll be resuming your journey throughout Erebonia? Yep, that's the idea. But that's not all. One day I will find my true self after all this traveling. Or so he says, but he's almost out of money to actually do any traveling. He'll have to prioritize searching for a job over searching for himself soon. Well, that's true, but... are these two actually friends? Anyway, thanks so much for all your help. We'll catch you later. Quest Lost Traveler completed. What exactly does this do? Napping Mischi. Speed up and ADF up as well. Greetings and welcome. Hello, Hammond. We're here to take up your request, but I'd like to thank you for that delicious meal last night first. It was good. Oh, I'm pleased to hear that. May I ask where Lord Eustace is, though? He was called back to the mansion, I'm afraid. We have plans to meet up with him in the afternoon, however. Is that so? It's too bad Eustace isn't here, considering this request is from his uncle. Anyway, about your request. Yes. As you read, I would like you to gather some ingredients for me. Are you all currently free? If so, I will explain the details of what I need. Take up the request. Yes, we can take it up now. Please go ahead and explain. The request mentions something about making a nostalgic dish. Correct. So, said dish isn't on our menu, but it's one I would like you all to try. I assume it's a rare special dish then? Maybe related to Eustace in some way? There's no doubt about how delicious it'll be if you're making it, at least. What kind of dish is it? Perhaps soup is the best way to describe it. I plan on making enough for you all to enjoy, so please look forward to that. Hey, how could we not? What is it you need us to gather then? There are 2 types of ingredients I'd like you to ask you to gather for me. The first is globby fat, which can be collected from monsters on the highway. I need 5 of those to be exact. The other is a herb used by the Septian Church to synthesize medicine, called a healing herb. So 5 pounds of globby fat and a healing herb. With all that fat, is that really such a healthy meal? Where do we get the herb from then? You'll want to speak to Sister Tatiana at Bareahard Cathedral. I'm sure she'll be willing to part with one. Just tell her I sent you. Alright, that sounds easy enough. Shall we start on the task at hand? Yes, let's head to the cathedral first. Roger. Where's the cathedral again? Oh, it's right over there. Good. Alright. This room. Oh, good day. Is there something you need from me? You must be Sister Tatiana, I assume. Could we trouble you for a healing herb by any chance? Hammond from Sorcier told us that we'd be able to procure some here. Oh, is that so? I see. Will you mind waiting a bit while I prepare one for you? Here you go. Healing herb. We appreciate it, sister. This is an ingredient used for making medicine, isn't it? Is it safe to use for food too? Of course, it's a very healthy ingredient when used for food. The only issue is that it is very bitter, so some inventiveness is on the part of the chef is required to hide that. I see. Hammond must have some way of doing so then. I'm kind of interested in how he does it. Likewise. Huh, same here. Well then, thank you again for the help. Hey, you're welcome. Hello again. I presume you've collected all the ingredients then? Yeah, everything's here and accounted for. Here you go. Lobby fat and healing herb. Much obliged. Please make your way over to the table. I'll begin preparing the dish immediately. What the? Oh, there he drank it, that's why. I closed dish deluxe herb chowder. It was beyond delicious. I feel a sort of comforting warmth throughout my body after eating it. Wouldn't mind having some of this if I ever caught a cold. Indeed, I almost feel like a bowl of this might cure it outright. I have a cold right now, so that would really help. Heh, I'm pleased to hear that. You did mention this was a rare nostalgic dish. I assume Eustace had it often? That's correct, it was one of his favorite dishes even. To tell you the truth, the one who created this dish was none other than my sister herself. In other words, Lord Eustace's mother. I see. Well then. Would that make you his uncle? Kind of surprising. Oh, oops, we didn't tell you two about that, did we? My apologies, I was under the impression you were all aware. I wasn't expecting his mother to be the creator of this dish, though. His mother must have been skilled at cooking if she could think of a dish this delicious. She was indeed. She would even come by to help out from time to time. The first time she made a soup was when Lord Eustace fell ill during his younger years. She went to the church to ask for medicinal herbs. After which she set about inventing a dish that would be both easy for him to digest and enjoyable to eat. Lord Eustace was always at the front of her mind. It really does sound like she cared deeply for him. And yet he lost her 8 years ago. Sounds like he hasn't had such an easy life after all. Someone's thinking about Eustace. Who might that be? Certainly not me. Huh. Oh, I've probably said too much. I was hoping that Lord Eustace would be here to enjoy this too, but at any rate, I'm happy that I could talk to you all about this. We got to learn a bit more about Eustace, so likewise. Huh. Well, that brings my request to an end. Thank you all for your help. There's plenty more soup left over, so feel free to take it with you. Deluxe herb chowder times 5. Wait, is this the unique version already? Oh, thank you, sir. Let me give you this as well. It's the recipe for the creamy chowder this dish was based off. It can be made with more common ingredients. If you have the time, you should try and make it yourselves. I kind of want to make it right now. I feel somewhat bad being treated to a delicious meal and then being taught a new recipe. That's very generous of you. This is the least I can do for Lord Eustace's friends. Goodbye then. I wish you luck with your future endeavors. Okay, I'm still trying to work on an optimal formation for this boss. At the very least, Reen and Fee should both have blind resistance so they can resist the boss's status effect. There it is. Looks as strong as yesterday's. That means we'll really need to be careful considering Eustace isn't with us today. Reen, I'm ashamed of what happened yesterday. I know we've had our share of differences, but, well, Heh. He's embarrassed. Quiet, Fee. I'm trying to... I caused problems to everyone too. My injuries were a result of my own carelessness. Hopefully, by giving this fight everything we've got, we can make up for this whole mess together. I'm counting on you, Machias. I won't let you down.
Don't let it intimidate you.
Oh boy. Motivate.
Let's do this.
Leave it to me.
Uh-oh. They're getting closer.
I'll handle it.
Alright.
Target locked.
Speed down on those guys and then hit them all at once. With Sylphie Dance.
Sylphie, dance.
Yes, dance for me.
That's that.
Ow.
Yeah.
Okay, now we use Chrono Drive.
Right.
Arts. Let's stack it twice, if possible.
My turn.
I should use Autumn Leaf Cutter and get behind it, I guess. Maybe that way it won't be able to hit as many people at once.
Go. Gotcha.
Oh, now but I didn't get this get him speed up twice. Oh well. It'll have to do. Hiya.
Got it. I'll help.
Eh.
My turn. All right.
Let's do that then.
Yeah.
Tira on Fee.
Right.
Shoot. I really need to move him into a better spot. Seriously, there aren't that many good spots around here.
Okay.
Target locked. Got it. I'll help. Yeah.
Thanks.
Ow.
Okay. Target locked.
Keep its speed down.
It's my turn.
Well, I can't really break shot it, so I might as well try to use the support art.
ARCUS, activate. My turn.
Arc slash.
Okay.
Okay, it worked. I meant to delay it. Yes. That gives me more time to smash a Tyrol into Reen.
Now.
Thanks.
My turn.
Oh wow, it got sealed as well. Nice. Arc slash again.
I'll handle it.
It's my turn.
No use doing that. Forte.
My turn. All right.
Motivate.
let's do this.
Yeah. Okay.
Hold on. Let's make this guy easier to break.
Analyzing the enemy's vitals. I've got it.
Alright, good.
Okay.
Target locked. Got it.
Yes.
I'll help.
My turn.
Please delay.
Go. Gotcha. It's my turn.
Oh good, it did delay. Yes.
How about this? Now.
Now.
Go.
Almost there.
My turn.
Yes. One more for the win.
We'll cut our own.
Yes, it looks like my strategy worked this time. I didn't get the perfect formation, but I still managed to reduce the amount of damage I took, and I didn't have to worry about being blinded on my main attackers. Yes. The guide really should have mentioned the whole blind thing. That would have really helped. When writing strategy guides for RPGs, you really need to mention status effects.
I feel like I'm growing stronger.
That's really one of the most important pieces of info, since that could really mean a difference between life and death. If you have to decide between healing off a status effect or healing your party's hit points.
I did it.
Done.
Whew! We won! We sure did, and in doing so, I believe we've successfully redeemed ourselves for yesterday. Good work, everyone. Suppose that gets a pass. Haha. I'm sorry, everyone. I've been dragging you all down. Especially you, Reed. I owe double the apology. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. It's alright, Machias. Don't worry about it. If I just answered you honestly from the start, all of this could have been avoided. So if anything, I should be the one apologizing. I'm sorry for misleading you. No. Anyway, it's all in the past now. I'm glad to have you in our group, Machias. The same to you. And I'm glad the two of you are finally able to make up. Ah, youth. Hey, don't make fun of us. You're younger than us, by the way. Haha. So as long as we're on a roll here, why not use this chance to make up with Eustace, too? What? If you could just be more honest with one another, I'm sure even comment links wouldn't be out of the... Not a chance. My behavior toward you is wrong, and I fully admit that, but Eustace is a whole different story. He and I are fundamentally incompatible, and nothing any of you do can change that. Aha. Sigh. I guess getting those two to accept one another is still a long ways off. Well, we should probably head back to town, don't you think? Yes, that sounds like a good idea. Eustace should be back soon too. I'm hungry. Fine, let's go. Alright, back to the city I go. Hold it right there! What now? Huh? The provincial army? You're those students from Thors Military Academy, aren't you? The ones who've come for a field study? Yes, that's us. Is there some kind of problem? Don't tell me you framed us or something again. He's a perfect match for the photo. How convenient for us. Huh? Uh-oh. These guys are always up to no good. First year student Machias Regnitz, correct? You're under arrest. Don't try to resist if you know it's good for you. What? What's going on? Wait. This has to be some kind of mistake. On what grounds are you arresting him? A number of charges have been filed, including jailbreaking a PS3, but that doesn't even exist in this game. Too bad. We make the rules. Most egregious is an accusation of trespassing the Oryx fort yesterday afternoon. Wait, do you mean... when we saw that silver object... You can't be serious! I was near the fort at the time the intrusion occurred, certainly. But I was there with my classmates. Alibi, dude. If you aren't going to believe their testimony, then why am I the only one under suspicion? Every one of us here can vouch for him. And not just us. Eustace Albareo was with us at the time, and can personally verify that what Machias is saying is true. You'll have to do better than that. We're outnumbered. All you need to know is that this boy is a person of interest, and we have the right to take him in for questioning. There's no point in fighting it. You're coming with us whether you like it or not. Oh man, looks like she was right in the mark. Who's that? Glad I came here from Legram for this. But the question is, what's the best way to handle this situation? Is he a bracer or something? Get in there. Gah. Don't worry, do as you're told and you won't be hurt. If you're found to be innocent, we'll let you out. Eventually. Damn it, how could I have been so careless? Considering Dad's position, I should have known this could happen. As I keep telling you, Machias couldn't possibly have committed the crimes he's accused of. He's been with us ever since we arrived in Bareahard yesterday afternoon. He's never left our sight. So, if you really believe he was responsible, shouldn't you be arresting us as well? You're wasting your breath. Machias Regnitz will be kept in our custody until he's been cleared of all charges against him. We've already contacted the Academy to inform them of this. You kids should just focus on your field study or whatever it is you're here for, and let due process take its course. Unbelievable. Oh, and one more thing. Eustace's business at the Duke's estate will take longer than expected to complete. I'm afraid he'll be unable to rejoin you. They must have done that on purpose so that Eustace can't try to order these guards away. Did this come from Eustace himself? Couldn't tell you. I'm just relaying the message given to me by the Albareo household. And don't even think of trying to go to the mansion to see him. You won't even get past the front gate. I'm betting they had this whole thing planned out since yesterday. which means the reason Eustace got called away is because they knew if he were here, he may have been able to prevent Machias' arrest. I assume that's what you're going to say anyway. It makes sense. He was probably called home to keep him from interfering. Almost certainly, I'd say. It's past noon already. We should head back to the hotel. If Eustace hasn't left a message for us, we're going to need to start thinking about other ways to handle this. Oh shoot, they're in the hotel too? I'm terribly sorry. This insists on conducting a precautionary search as part of their investigation. I believe they'll be leaving by this evening, but I'm afraid that's all I know. I see. We're very sorry for the trouble. I think we should go. Okay. Yes, I agree. Earthbell. Afterward, Reed and the others decided to dine at the restaurant they visited the previous day. However, the soldiers are there as well. They're keeping an eye on us. Uncertain of what to do and where to go, they eventually settled on planning their next move at a bar on Artisan Street. They're everywhere! Those fuckers. Seriously. I just hope they're not as strong as the intelligence division when I have to fight them. Remember those intelligence division guys could spam AT delay moves on you, and they hit pretty hard too, so yeah, they could just pretty much wipe you out before you get a chance to do anything. Even on normal mode, they were no slouches. So in all likelihood, the reason Machias was arrested has nothing to do with the incident at the fort yesterday. They just wanted him because his father is the Imperial Governor and a key figure in the Reformist faction. Basically, they wanted a hostage so they could have an advantage in future negotiations. That does seem to be the most plausible explanation. They wouldn't hurt him or anything though, would they? I wouldn't be so sure. Tensions are high on both sides. Worst case scenario, they might use the threat of violence to get what they want. Cutting off a finger every day Governor Regnitz doesn't meet their demands or something. That's awful. This may well fall under the scope of our field study though. It may be risky, but how about we try to do something about this situation ourselves? I think we should. We can't just abandon him. I'm in. Thank you both. I think our best bet here is to track down Eustace. There's no way he could possibly have been in favor of arresting Machias. Yes, I agree. This has to have been a decision made by Duke Alberea himself. But Eustace is locked up at home. Maybe his brother would help us? Rufus? He did have a pleasant demeanor when speaking with Machias yesterday, so he just might. But he said he had business to take care of in the capital, and there's no telling when he'll be back from that. I don't think we can count on him, unfortunately. Got it. Then our only option is to break him out ourselves. Do you know where he's being kept, Fee? That's a little excessive. Think about it. We have a perfect chance to bust him out while he's still at the guardhouse. But if they take him out to the fort, we lose the chance and we won't get another. Well, I can't argue with that at least. Alright, let's give it a try. Okay, if you're sure. We need to be as covert as possible, though. If we get caught, it has to be after Machias is out safely. If it's before that, there's no way we can talk our way out of this. The charges against him are obviously false, so if we can get him out safely, they'll be very limited in what they can do to retaliate. Yeah, and the provincial army isn't going to want to do anything that will hurt their image either. If we can manage to get out of Bareahard, we'll be more or less home free. So no smoke grenades then. Smoke grenades? You don't carry those around with you, do you? What are you talking about? Those are regular consumable items that we can use in battle. What fair maiden doesn't? That's kind of a strange line. Technically, anyone can just buy a smoke grenade at a general store. I don't even know where to begin listing what's wrong with that statement. Hey, Master? What are monsters in the underground waterway like these days? Been 3 months or so since you last went down there, huh? Guessing the place is probably crawling with them by now, though I'm sure not going down to check. And it seems pretty obvious that the provincial army's got no interest in taking care of them. How can they even sleep at night knowing their beautiful city's got nasty monsters crawling around underneath it? I think this guy actually showed up in one of the mangas for this series. I'd go and take care of it myself if someone put a request in. Well, if I hear anything of the sort, I'll send a message over to Legram and let you know. Sure, it'd make you some good scratch. Cheers to that, mate. Master. Alright, I better get going. Why I say mate? It's because people often say it, I guess. Looking forward to dropping by for another of your espressos sometime. Sure, I'll see you on the way back if you can make it. Huh? Don't see many people dressed like that around here. Those are some fancy red uniforms. You guys students or something? Oh yes, sir, we are. We're from Thors Military Academy in Trista. We were sent here for a field study as part of our curriculum. Thors, huh? Pretty fancy place, ain't it? I've got no idea what they've got you doing for your field study, but good luck. Bareahard's a pretty nice city, but it's not without its fair share of problems. Did he bring it up on purpose so that we'd go to the underground waterway and break in? Excuse me, do you know that blonde-haired man who just left? Oh, Tovol? Sure, he's a bracer. A bracer? Huh. I haven't seen a bracer in a long time. Probably because there just aren't that many around anymore. Yeah, there used to be a guild branch here in Bareahard, but it's been closed for a couple years now. Tovol just comes by train from the Legram branch every so often. Really? By the way, I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but I overheard you saying something about monsters in an underground waterway. Oh, that? Yeah, there's a huge network of waterways beneath the city. Been there for a long time now. And it's chock full of monsters. When the guild still had a branch there, the bracers would clear them out. But nowadays, nobody goes near it, and the waterway's just sort of stagnating under the provincial army's control. Because they're too proud to trouble themselves with fighting monsters, of course. How much ground does the waterway cover? Supposedly all the way from the east side of the city to the west. So from the station to somewhere under the noble district, I guess. Heard a rumor a while back that it even goes under the Duke's mansion. But that's probably just one of the urban legends. If it goes under the noble district, we could get Eustace and have him help us bust out Machias. That was a well-timed clue. A little too well-timed. Yeah, an underground waterway built in the Middle Ages that extends all the way to the noble district. It's almost too perfect. Seems likely it's connected to the provincial army's guardhouse where Machias is being held too. The guardhouse itself was probably built in the Middle Ages too, so that would stand to reason. If we use the waterway, we may be able to rescue him without being discovered. Alright, let's give it a shot. I'm guessing that door on the far edge of the station street is the entrance to the waterway. I would think so. There must have been some sort of entrance for the bracers to get inside and exterminate the monsters after all. Roger that. Alright, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe.